Imagine if you were in this situation. Could you still eat your meal? Introducing Noise, the gripping horror thriller set to hit screen 2025. Are you ready for this? Now let's jump right into the main feature. Since Zhu Fei moved into his new apartment, he's been haunted by strange noises every single day. But the building management insisted there's nobody living upstairs. Determined to prove it's real, he grabbed a camera to capture the evidence. But just as he was filming, right at that moment, the phone started ringing loudly. Instead of a normal call, bizarre noises came through the receiver. Before he could react, the TV next to him burst out with an ear-splitting, creepy laugh. Startled, Zhu Fei rushed to turn off the TV. From that moment on, Zhu Fei was never seen again. Zhu Ying, his sister, works screwing bolts at a factory. Her supervisor told her, "The police are looking for you," and only then did Zhu Ying discover her sister had already been missing for 4 days. So she hurried to her sister's apartment. But as she reached the apartment door, instead of seeing her sister, the first thing that caught her eye was a note taped right to the door. The handwriting was crooked, and the message felt aggressive. Thinking it was just a neighbor being dramatic, she ignored it. But as she opened the door, a rush of cold air carrying dust and a musty smell greeted her. The living room was a mess. Cushions tossed onto the floor, clothes and stuff scattered everywhere. Her sister always kept everything neat and clean, but now even her phone was turned off. That's when she recalled something her sister had mentioned earlier.
Hamanarige Madoro Soki Kungujarode. No one could make sense of it, not even in Polly. If you knew the budget they gave him for just one night. Lilikin. How could a grassroots group even think about challenging Turkey? What's going on?
Zhu Ying found her sister's phone left behind. She hadn't taken it with her and had been missing for 4 days. There was only one terrifying possibility. Something awful must have happened to her. The phone was dead, completely out of battery. Her eyes landed on a white charger lying on the floor. She reached out to pick it up. It had only been a few days. How did the floor get so moldy so quickly? Then, Zhu Ying heard the exact stomping sounds her brother had described. Just then, the doorbell rang sharply. The piercing ring of the doorbell cut through the silent room, sounding even more jarring.
누구세요?
문 좀 열어보세요.
누구신데요?
With trembling hands, she opened the door, and there was the uncle from downstairs, standing firmly at the entrance with his hands on his hips.
어떨까 싶어서요.
Zhu Ying explained that no one had been living here lately, so where was the noise coming from?
다 찢어버리기 전에요.
After saying that, he turned and walked away. The next day, Zhu Ying tracked down the security guard to get to the bottom of things. The security guard said, "It's been a long time since I last saw your sister." Just as he was about to tell her about what happened in apartment 604, a new tenant interrupted their conversation.
네, 지하실 저거 설명 좀 해줘. That's right.
The group headed straight down to the basement together. As soon as they opened the door, an overpowering stench of dead rats filled the air. The foul odor upstairs was actually seeping out from this very spot. The security guard explained that for 10 years, tenants had been tossing garbage here carelessly. That's why he locked up the basement. But even then, some people kept throwing trash inside through the windows. The new tenant couldn't help but ask, "Why don't you just clean this place up?" Right at that moment, the chairman came striding down from upstairs. He insisted that this was a private area and said cleaning it up would cost tens of millions. Absolutely no one wanted to foot that bill. He pointed fingers at the tenants, blaming them for the mess. But the new tenant had just moved in a week ago. Why should they take the blame? Fed up, they decided to move out the very next day. Just as Zhu Ying was eagerly asking the guard what had really happened in apartment 604, their conversation was abruptly interrupted by the manager. Zhu Ying then took a few days off from the factory, packed her bags, and headed straight to her sister's apartment. But as soon as she reached the apartment door, she immediately noticed yet another note stuck right on it. Zhu Ying took down the note, then scanned both ends of the hallway with a wary look. Finally, she opened the door and stepped inside. While tidying up the clothes, she unexpectedly discovered the birthday present her sister had prepared for her. Inside the gift box was a shiny brand new hearing aid. Zhu Ying immediately put on the hearing aid and was delighted to hear her sister's clear, cheerful birthday wishes recorded just for her.
하려니까 어떡하나. 아무튼 생일 축하해.
언니 오랫동안 보청기도 새 걸로 못 바꾸고 내가 열심히 모아서 준비했어. 언니 좋아하는 잡채도 해놨는데 생일 때는 집에 들어왔겠지.
Her eyes fell on the cake marked with her birthday, October 10th. She picked up her sister's phone and tried entering this date as the password. To her amazement, the phone unlocked instantly. It's obvious her sister truly cared. She even set the password to something connected to her big sister. Zhu Ying checked the last number called and dialed it straight away, but the phone was switched off. Left with no choice, she quickly sent a text message to the number. Zhu Ying noticed several recordings saved on her sister's phone, all carefully gathered as evidence of the mysterious noises. He was listening to the recordings on the phone when suddenly, a heavy booming thud crashed from the ceiling above. Next, a series of heavy thumping footsteps echoed non-stop, shaking the room with every beat. The sound matched my sister's description perfectly. It was just like someone stomping around above us in heavy boots, endlessly pacing back and forth.
개새끼들, 씨발 새끼들 죽여버리기 전에 제발 조용히 하라고. 조용히 하라고.
들려?
Zhu Ying was jolted upright by the sudden noise, her heart racing, and then out of nowhere, the doorbell started ringing.
누구세요? 누구세요?
Right then, Zhu Ying thought she heard her sister's voice from outside the door. Without hesitating, she rushed to open the lock. Suddenly, Zhu Ying felt uneasy. Her sister knows the door code, so why would she ring the bell? Only then did she suddenly realize the person outside wasn't her sister. She crept to the peephole to peek outside, but all she saw were two pitch-black eyes staring straight at her. Suddenly, an awful grinding noise screeched from outside the door, sending shivers down her spine. It turned out to be just a dream. Determined to find her missing sister, Zhu Ying joined forces with her sister's boyfriend to investigate together. Right at that moment, her sister's phone suddenly rang. Zhu Ying picked it up and saw it was an incoming call from the very last number her sister had dialed. The rental agent explained that Zhu Xi had called him a few days earlier, anxiously asking if anyone had ever died in the apartment. When Zhu Xi pressed him, the agent revealed the previous tenant had the same experience after moving in, just like Zhu Xi. Every day, the tenant complained about hearing strange noises in the house. But the neighbors dismissed it, thinking he was imagining things. One day, the tenant went silent, and soon, an unbearable odor started coming from his door. The neighbors finally called the police, and they discovered he'd been dead in his living room for some time. Shocked by this terrifying discovery, Zhu Ying told Ji-sun to print missing person flyers as fast as he could and hand them out around the apartment complex. Just as Ji-sun was getting ready to leave, the doorbell rang out of nowhere, catching everyone completely off guard. He checked the security camera and saw it was the same man from apartment 504 downstairs. Ji-sun jumped up to answer the door, while his sister hurriedly ducked into the corner, trying not to be seen. But when the owner of apartment 504 saw that it was a man who opened the door, his expression instantly changed, turning cold and reserved as Ji-sun questioned him.
정말 마지막으로 얘기할 건데요. 밤에는 제발 좀 조용히 좀 해주세요. 부탁드립니다.
After he left, Ji-sun warned everyone, no matter what, don't ever open the door for that man again. He'd clearly seen him hiding something in his hand. The man from downstairs hurried back to his own apartment. Only then did they spot it. He was gripping a sharp, glinting fruit knife. With a blank face, he repeatedly stabbed the door lock with the knife's tip, radiating a creepy, icy calm that made everyone's skin crawl. Just after Zhu Ying finished washing up and was about to leave, a strange noise burst out from under the sink. She crouched down to investigate, but the sound vanished. Suddenly, she heard the beeping of the password lock on the door. The tension made her heart leap.
Ah. Chun, now you can hear everything too.
Her sister didn't say a word, just quietly walked back to her room. Zhu Ying quickly followed after her, determined to find out what was going on. She wanted to ask what was going on, but the room was completely empty.
Oh no, help, what am I doing? Oh, help me off.
It turned out to be another nightmare. He had just escaped one bad dream, only to fall right into the next. Waking from the nightmare, his mouth was dry, so he got up for a drink. Suddenly, out of the corner of his eye, he spotted a bizarre shadow on the balcony glass. The urgent beeping of the password lock started again. It was that man from 504, frantically pressing the buttons. Zhu Ying grabbed a knife and bravely went to check the balcony, but there was absolutely nothing there. He waited behind the door until he was sure the man had left. Then his nerves gave out and he collapsed onto the floor. The man who just left Zhu Ying's door was now wandering the hallway, lost and dazed. Suddenly, a strange sound echoed from upstairs. He looked up, and on the verge of breaking down, a twisted smile crept across his face. As he walked, he kept peeking out, searching for where the strange noises were coming from. Step by step, he chased the sounds up to the 7th floor, when suddenly, everything went silent. Boiling with frustration, the man let out a furious roar that echoed throughout the empty hallway. Just as he turned to go downstairs, still annoyed, something terrifying happened out of nowhere. In the pitch-dark corridor, his panicked footsteps echoed. He sprinted away, glancing nervously over his shoulder, terrified a ghost might be chasing him, then slipped and tumbled right out the window. The next morning, Zhu Ying, after a sleepless night, was jolted awake by commotion outside. Rushing downstairs, he found the man from 504 lying lifeless on the ground. The scene was gruesome. It made him feel sick. He immediately flagged down the arriving police, pointing at the body, and cried out emotionally. "It's him. He threatens me every single day. My sister's missing. I'm sure he's hiding her in his apartment." The police immediately had their colleagues search apartment 504, but came up empty-handed. All they could do was reassure him, saying you can't wrongfully accuse someone just on suspicion. Zhu Ying, eyes red with worry, protested. "I'm not making this up. Last night, I heard my sister's cries for help coming from the pipes." But before he could finish, the building manager and a crowd of residents rushed over, warning him sharply to stop spreading stories. They cared more about property values than with everyone's cold attitude and evasive answers. Zhu Ying's sister grew suspicious. She asked what secrets apartment 604 was hiding, but no one answered her. Later, Zhu Ying's sister tracked down the short-haired woman in 804 to ask what was going on. During their chat, she noticed mold spots on her wall too. Seizing the moment, she brought up the story about 604. The short-haired woman finally revealed the truth. Half a year ago, the old manager in 704 eventually the old manager became obsessed and kept warning convinced there was constant noise above him, even going so far as to smash his ceiling with a frying pan. The man downstairs in 604 couldn't take it anymore. He thought 704 was causing all the noise, and in a fit of rage, killed the old manager with a hammer. When the old manager cried for help, everyone thought it was just more noise and ignored him. The residents then covered up what happened, so it wouldn't ruin their building's reconstruction. After that, the man from 604 vanished without a trace.
지금 저희 윗집 704호에는 누가 살고 있는 거예요? 밤마다 이상한 소리 내면서 너무 시끄럽던데.
지금 704호는 빈집이에요.
빈집이라고요?
Soon after, Ji-sun came with an explosive new clue. The killer from 604 was seen entering the building that year, but never showed up on any security cameras again. Chances are, he's still hiding somewhere inside. The revelation made both of them nervous. Instantly, they thought of the dark, creepy basement filled with garbage. Without a moment's hesitation, they made up their minds and set off immediately to hunt for clues. The basement was gloomy, wet, freezing cold, and reeked of rot. Rats scampered everywhere. After splitting up to search, Ji-sun found signs someone was living in one of the rooms, and when he got closer, he spotted a man lying in the corner. Suddenly, Ji-sun looked like he was possessed. His neck started twisting uncontrollably. Zhu Ying had no idea what was happening, and as he turned the corner, bam, he ran straight into the possessed Ji-sun. Ik-sun! Without warning, Ji-sun tackled Zhu Ying, pinning him down and strangling him with both hands. Teetering on the edge between life and death, Zhu Ying grabbed a stone and struck his attacker, then seized the moment to sprint toward the basement window. Ignoring the sharp pain from glass cuts, he struggled to crawl out, but Ji-sun grabbed his ankle. At that critical moment, the building manager arrived just in time and forcefully yanked him out of Ji-sun's clutches. When the police arrived, all they found in the basement was Ji-sun's body.
혹시 그러니까 두 분이서 동생이 있을 거라고 생각을 해서 지하실에 들어갔는데
Young-ju is like, I'll rock you. You get it, right? No one believed Zhu Ying about the hidden iron door. In fact, they warned him, if he kept causing trouble, he'd be arrested. But Zhu Ying wouldn't give up. He snuck back into the basement and sure enough, found the hidden iron door. Behind it, he discovered his sister's camera. The footage revealed that she had gone into 804 and discovered the whole apartment packed with machines designed to shake the floors and create endless noise.
엄마랑 우리 예나 괴롭힐 사람들 없으니까 정말 평생 여기서 우리 예나랑 같이 살 거야. 응? 에이.
This part gets even crazier. Following the clues, Zhu Ying bravely ventured deep into the basement and finally rescued her exhausted sister. But as the sisters were about to escape, the short-haired woman suddenly appeared at the exit, brandishing a sledgehammer. The elder sister quickly locked the door behind her, urged her sister to hide, and bravely confronted the intruder head-on. It wasn't the man from 604 who killed the old chairman. It was you, the short-haired woman, furious, confessed. Her daughter had been complained about for running around noisily at home. He let his daughter go outside to play, but unexpectedly, she died in a tragic accident. Fueled by bitterness and rage, she killed the old chairman, and then schemed to pin the blame on the man from 604, who was also tormented by the noise. A fierce struggle instantly broke out between the two women. The short-haired woman pinned Zhu Ying to the ground and raised her hammer high, ready to strike, when suddenly, a shrill scream rang out. The elder sister dashed out of the room, ignoring the desperate pleas from inside. She never opened the door again. Just a few days later, a brand new tenant moved into apartment 704.
얼마 전에 여기 윗집 704호 이사 왔거든요.
안녕하세요.
혼자 사세요?
동생이랍니다.
Yet when the new tenant looked around, there was no sign of the supposed sister in the room. Unaware of the building's dark history, he never realized that a door to horror was quietly closing behind him.
오래된 사람들이 밤낮 없이 그렇게 시끄럽게 해주는지.
조심해야 돼요. 여긴 서로 다 들려.
That wraps up this thrilling movie breakdown. See you in the next episode.